Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
Greetings to you wherever you are watching us from, and I warmly welcome you to Close to Him Ministries program. What is your story? We believe in stories, and we believe that we share our stories to glorify God and also to inspire others. So, as we always do for you, today we also have a nice story that we are going to share with you, and we gladly encourage you to fully participate, to watch us, and to also follow us so that you can also learn from us. And today, I'm glad that I'm going to present to you my guest for today. I have known him for about 8 years now, since my stay at University of Ghana. He has been a very good friend, and he has also been helpful to me, and he has been a blessing to me as well. And so today I'm glad that I'm going to be talking to him, and I'm also glad that you're also going to hear his story, things the Lord has done for him, the challenges he has been through, and how he was able to overcome all these challenges. So I'm glad to introduce to you my guest for today. His name is Theophilus Quaye. So join me and let's welcome Theophilus Quaye on stage.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, hello.
And how are you?
I'm fine, by God's grace. Yourself?
Nice. You look like a big accountant. So yeah, I'm also doing well. I'm doing well. And how is Ghana?
No, Ghana is going fine.
Oh, great, great, great. Yeah, so today we are happy that we have you on stage. And I know you have a nice story. So our goal is to learn more from you, get to know you
Okay.
well. So yeah, so just like sharing your own story to us and what the Lord has done for you. So basically, that is what I want to know from your end. So is that okay for you?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I know you, at least I know your name, and we've known each other for about 8 years during our studies at Legon. So we've known ourselves for some time now, but probably people don't know you. So if they ask you, okay, who are you and where do you come from, and basically what do you do? So you have to at least introduce to us. So who are you? Maybe I didn't get a name correct, so you have to mention your name and then
Okay.
where do you come from and what are you currently doing. So a bit introduction so that the audience will get to know you well.
All right. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Theophilus Quaye. Yes. I come from the Eastern region, but actually, there's a link between me and the Ghans because there's the roots of myself being a Ghan, but migration issues and all. So yes, I am a half Ghana and a half Ethiopian. Yes, and I live in Accra. I'm looking to be precise. Yes, so that is a little that I think you can know about me. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Okay, so you are two in one.
Yeah, two in one.
All right, all right. So where did you grow up, and then how did growing up look like as a child to you?
Okay, so For me, I grew up at Abdukuma. Yes, because we've lived there for I think almost 24 years now.
Oh,
Yes, so it's been quite a while. So when the place was undeveloped, that is where I used to be until it is now a developed place. Let me say, okay, yes, or a developing place. So that is why I lived, or I have lived all my life. Growing up, it was undeveloped place, so a lot of rascals, a lot of hey, you are going to the bush to cut sugar cane. Yeah, you are going to catch cotton. I am sure you can relate to that. Yes, so all those things that you have children from the rural areas do, we did all of that, including fighting. We go and play football at the end, then we have to share ourselves and fight. All these things. Yeah. So growing up, that I grew up in a tough environment.
oh, okay.
There were few, and it's not that there were few people who were just cool. There were few people, but a lot of them were little around. So when you are weak, you'll be trampled over. You also have to be hard. When they react, you need to react back so that they know that you are not. So that is how I grew up. But personally, I used to be a dull person, but the environment kind of changed me. So over the years, when the place was developing and all these things began to go down, I reverted back to being cool, calm, composed. So I'll say growing up was for me.
All right, right, right. So it reminds me of when I was young. I think I used to
Mhm.
fight a lot. I used to
Oh,
fight
okay.
a lot, and because the easiest way for me, and during those days, was to bite. So
Mm.
so when we are fighting, I'll just bite you and run away,
Okay. Oh.
and they will
Okay,
come home.
luckily for me, it was my age mates, So
Oh, okay,
so not that people who have grown up. So it was I think it was categorized. So I had
okay,
siblings who were older than me. They had their age mates. You don't play with them. So I
okay.
play with my age mates. The children also play with their age mates. So there was no something like bullying. It's your age mate, so you should be able to do something. That was
Yeah.
how it was like. Yeah,
Some of us, we didn't like trouble, so just bite and run away. That's all.
that's funny.
Right. So, thanks for taking us through your childhood lifestyle. So, at least I didn't know this about you, but today I've got to know that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, in terms of your education, I know you had your university life over there at Legon, and you are still there. But where did you attend your, or where did you get your basic school from, and your high school as well?
Okay. Sure. So I attended Mystical Rose Academy,
Okay.
which is located at Soto, a very far place from where I stay. So I had to go and stay by one of my pastors over there. Yeah. So I think I joined that school in class 5, so I
Okay.
completed. But before that, I had room a number of schools because I was school. Yeah, I didn't add that to my growing up life. Yes, the environment all made me that way. So I was a little cool. So dad was trying to find a better school for me is to go and somewhere far that I can't run back home. Yeah. So I eventually ended up in Mr. Carlos Academy in Soto, and I think that is where I reverted back to being cool, calm, and composed because it was sort of like a DB school, and the nurturing and all. So yes, you can't play the fool over there. They'll call your parents, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
People calling my parents and reporting me, coming to assembly, they lashing me over there. So anything that will bring any stuff like that, anything that will bring stuff like a crowd disappointment, I made sure. I desist from it. Yeah, so that was why I went to my basic school. For secondary school, I went to the only school
Uh,
in Ghana.
what school was
Yes,
that?
yes, Opoku School. Yes, I think
Ah,
very good school.
was.
I'm sure you can attest to that fact. Yes, so that is where I went for my
Was.
secondary school education. Yeah. Um, yeah. So that's my educational background.
Oh, I see. I see. Then I think my brother also attended OWAS, so
Yeah.
ɔde
Yeah.
tu yɛ so saa nso yɛhu hwee.
I also did too much more.
Yɛhu hwee.
School papa there. That's it.
Yɛhu hwee. So OWAS boys and they behave like Kumasi boys, so as usual.
Oh,
They can talk.
oh yeah. A
OWAS people,
little
I'm
bit.
sorry, but you guys. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So thanks for taking us through your educational journey. I know OAS is a good school,
Yes.
yeah, but you will not reach our school. We only have one high school in Ghana. That is my
Mm.
school, and probably I don't know if OAS will be some second, but I know of only one.
Okay. So let your viewers hear you, and then let
But
them
they all
graduate.
know. The
They
viewers,
already know,
they are aware.
and they subscribe to your school being better than my school.
Oh yeah, Tamasco, we are the northern lights.
Oh.
Anywhere light goes, there's no darkness.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll,
yeah,
we'll we'll consider that just for this program.
right. So,
Yeah.
how did you become a Christian? I know some converted along the way. Others were born into Christianity because their parents were Christians, so indirectly they became Christians. Others too, but I don't know. How did you become a Christian?
Okay. So interestingly, I for me, my parents were already church members, and my dad was an elder for that matter. So I grew up in the Church of Christ. Yes, and yeah, you already know church leaders, pastors, children, how their lifestyle was, and I had already explained how I used to be. Yes, so it was more on like, well, I'm a church member, Church of Christ, so I just go with the flow. We just go to church on Sundays and all. But despite everything, one thing about me was that I loved going to church. That Sunday tradition was inbuilt and wasn't under any influence of my parents or anything. Because despite all that I do, all my kubolo, I even used to steal some time ago when I was a kid. Despite all those things, they'll cane me and everything. But Sunday, I'll go to church. And when I go to church, I even try to help my Sunday school teacher to teach the kids. As stubborn and as bad as I was still doing that. So yes, I was still going with the flow and everything until I entered SHS. So when I went to Bukwari school, that time my dad had moved from being an elder to a preacher. So when I went, the SUs, the people come and look for their church members. So my dorm mates realized that I was a pastor's son. So they started asking me Bible questions to see
Mm.
my in-depth knowledge in it. And I couldn't give answers to the questions that I was asked. So they were surprised and they looked at me in shock. Some too were like, oh, pastor's son, so they are not surprised. So that's where it dawned on me that yeah, I'm in the church, but I'm not really a Christian. I don't really know God. I just go with the flow. Especially when they ask me questions about why our church does what we do. We I don't seem to know what to say. So it was challenging for me. So that is why I decided to have a personal study. But because most of my friends who used to ask me the questions were from the Pentecostal, from Pentecost, the Apostolics, and the Presbyterians. So I began learning the Bible with them, and I joined the SU. So I took God seriously in my SHS days. Yes. So I began learning with them, and they began teaching me what they believe and what they understood. So the more I learned, the more I didn't subscribe to being in the church that I was. So I really involved myself in all the non-denominational activities. I even became an executive in the SU. Yes, going for meetings. We go and pray here and there, do fasting, We do fasting for us to even be reported to our parents. My dad had to come, and he didn't even believe it because he knew how I was before I left home. Yes, so all those changes he didn't believe it. But he realized that yes, I've taken on a new leaf. So it was just time for him to guide me so that I just don't go astray, even though I have decided to take my Christian life seriously. Yeah, so I had the mentality that immediately I complete Opoku High School, I'll go to KNUST, and then I'm still far from home, Ablekuma or Accra to Kumasi. It's very far. So the monitoring will be less, and my dad will not get feedback about how I'm living my life or how I'm developing my Christian life. So I made a plan that I'll go to KNUST, and then I joined the AC, and then I'm sure by the time I'll finish, I'm a big boy on my own, so I can make my own decisions. So that was the plan. And then I wrote to us, going me so good. It came out okay. And so I was waiting for tech to call me. They never added me to the admission list. If it's today that they'll add me to 2017 admissions list, then I'll have to check and go and find out. But surprisingly, people who even had voice grade than me had, yet the gun had called me. Tech hadn't called me. So anytime I go and print anything regarding the gun, I try to check text admission form. Maybe I'll come in their last batch or something. So that immediately I push the agenda that I want to go to Tech and not UG. But God had different plans for me. So I came to UG and I joined the church. So the campus church was a turnaround for me. Yes, with regards to really knowing God well and serving Him the right way. And that is why I began to appreciate the church and the fact that the things that we do are not things that are false, but what will really help us. So that is why I decided to give my life to Christ and be baptized. Even with the baptism, I did the first one that I was baptized, like I was immersed 3 times. So upon studies and everything, I realized that I need to go and be baptized because that was not the actual baptism. So I gathered courage, went back, told my preacher as at that time, and then he baptized me again. Yes. So that is the brief story I'll say about how I became a Christian. Yes. Thank you.
That was a beautiful one. So I'll probably take you back maybe one or two questions. I just
Okay.
want to be clear concerning that. So as you mentioned, people triggered you, and because of that, you had to now take God seriously and study His Word. So how was the feeling like when people came to you asking you so many questions about Christianity and you had no answers to them? How was the feeling like? Um, did you feel like maybe you're not doing your best? Maybe there's something in you telling you, no, you can do best or you can do well. So maybe study or maybe don't mind them. So how was the feeling like in general?
So I was feeling down. For me, most times I used to be with the children's class, like I said. Yes. I even got to a time the Sunday school teacher left, so I had to take control over the children's class. So most of the things that we learn, why we act the way we do, why we worship God the way we do, I didn't have any knowledge on that. Yes. And so they weren't asking me about Bible quotations because they were sure I would know about them.
Okay.
But for me, the Sunday school, it's all about teaching them Bible quotations, Bible stories, But the questions was on why my church does what we do.
Mm.
And so I felt really down. That it's like you are believing something that you don't even have any basis on.
Mm.
So that's what made me decide to start learning.
Okay.
And in my learning, I was doing the learning with them because we go to SU together,
Mm.
read the Bible and discuss it together and all this kind of stuff. So that was how it was.
Okay.
So there was a down feeling that made me decide that okay, let me step up. And by stepping up, they tried to help me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a good plan and a great step, because we know as Christians we have to always be able to defend anyone who comes to us with
Exactly.
questions.
Yeah.
So maybe why do we do what we do? Why are we not doing this? Why are we doing this? So at least we have to be able to get some questions, some answers to give all these people. So that was a great step, and today we are glad that we are here talking to each other. So you also mentioned that earlier on you baptized and it was immersion like 3 times. I know people do that. So when did that happen, and then where did it even happen? And also, was it in a church like the Church of Christ, or it was in a different denomination, or yeah? So when did that happen?
Okay, so it happened in the Church of Christ, actually.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
I decided to give my life to Christ before I go to, like, I went to school. Yes,
that was
as a church.
senior high school.
Yes, in high school.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So when I did, I think I was just about to a group of people to go and baptize me. I get it. Yes. So um, that was how the baptism went. I went and I remember they asked, "You didn't been with Triana." I also didn't know anything about it. So
Mm,
when they said yes, so they knew in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yes. So throughout my senior high school days, I was I was taking the Lord's Supper, involving in everything, thinking I'm being baptized. And so, yes, I'm eligible to dine with the Lord. Yeah, so it was until the university when I realized that initially it was being discussed and everything, but it was difficult for me. How do I go and tell people? How do I go and go back to my preacher? My dad was a preacher in a different congregation from where I was worshiping. Yeah, so he planted another branch that was a new preacher. But where I was baptized was from my dad's congregation. Gave me they always give me to one of the people who were grown up. So when I decided, I was like, then let me go to my current preacher. So I went there and I went to do it. Came back home. Didn't discuss anything with my parents that the first one didn't go well. So I've gone for a second one. Yes, but it was a tough decision. It wasn't easy for me to go back and go and say, I've been dining with the Lord, but the mode through which I got that ticket to do it so was not right. Yes. So that's what I'll say.
yeah, so it's always tough in making these decisions. They never come at ease. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you did well for taking that step. I know people sometimes also um, involve themselves in situations like this. So they know the truth, but as to how to now make a change, that becomes a problem. So they know, okay, what I'm doing is not right. But I've been in this situation for a while now, a number of years. So I cannot move on from here. So something like that.
Exactly.
So I remember before my mom, my biological mom becoming a Christian. So she told us that she's been a Muslim for some time now, since childhood. and all her family members know for sure that she is a Muslim. So in that situation, if she is to convert, how will the people see her to be, and how would how would the reaction going to how is it going to be from their family? So maybe the siblings, how are they going to see her? And people around her, how are they going to see her? So that alone took her several years for her to now fully convert. So I know people also go through that as well. So it's always tough and it's never easy. But
Yeah.
one thing for sure that if you know your stuff, like if you get to know the truth, the the judgment is God is going to judge each and everyone.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's always nice that you make a choice or decision that is in line with God's plan or will for you. Because if you follow people looking at expectations and how people are going to see you, then you will never move on. Things wouldn't be easy for you, and at the end of the day, you also you'll be judged according to what you have done. So let's try our best to glorify God, and in our decisions and plans, we do things to rather glorify Him rather than
Yes.
looking at what people do.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm glad you made that decision, and I'm happy it also went well for you. Yeah. So after getting baptized and after joining the church and involving yourself in church activities, what are some of the challenges that you faced as a Christian?
Okay. So with the challenges, I think there are lots. Yeah. Um, it's not easy moving from, for lack of better words, a thug life. I felt I was a thug
Mm,
some way somehow. Yeah, so it wasn't easy changing friends, moving from being a little rascal to now taking God seriously and everything. Do see you as a sophomore or sophomore, sophomore, sophomore. Yeah, so that shift, that shift wasn't easy. Yes, but I also enjoyed the community of faith that I found myself in. Yes, so it was also helping me to get that change. Yes, and even after getting that change, I decided to take upon some duties for myself. Nobody forced me. Nobody told me I'm good at this or that and that. Yeah. So well, first when I had issues, I had social issues a little. So one of the challenges was involving myself in social activities. Even though I involve myself, I go around the guys so that I can be comfortable. Yeah, but relating with ladies and all was a problem. So the first challenge was how to relate with the ladies in the church. Yes, but God being so good, with the help of some friends and a family friend of mine, yes, I was able to do it gradually. Yes, but in that I had challenges a lot with that. Yes, dealing with temptations, seeing how to overcome them. Yeah, I got to a time. I think I was good at relating with them, so I took it upon myself to draw ladies, especially to church, because I tried it men and it was a feel for me. Yeah, yes, I tried pulling people from my home. I was successful at some point in time, but well, it was on a general basis. But to take one person and be like, try and convert the person or trying to, and help the person to take God seriously, it was a fail for me for most times. But trying the ladies I was successful at it a couple of times. So I took it upon myself. that the ladies in the church who are not vibrant, who don't take God seriously, and will try to pull them. Yes, so that's where the challenge all began. Yes, some take it for granted, a whole lot of temptations. In fact, there are some people I have to pray in front of their door before I enter because I don't know what I'm going to encounter. Yes, and there were some that they will make it look like you are wasting your time because you do your best, go and pay a visit and everything on a weekday service. Try and go and Lord at the place for a while, interact so that when it's time you move with the person, but when it's time to make you know that she knew why you came, but she's not going. So it's like all your work is cost 90. Yeah. So all those things and sometimes comments from guys too, thinking that oh, I'm pursuing a lot of ladies in the church. Yeah, it was draining. But I didn't make anybody know, but it was really draining, especially when I put in the effort to bring the person in. The person really stressed me and I bring the person in, I get comments like, yes, it wasn't really helpful for me. Yeah, so that was some of the challenges I was facing. Another challenge that I was facing, or I began facing, was complacency. Oh, to a point, I felt that oh, well, my Christian life is intact. So a lot of things that I was doing to improve myself, especially growing the knowledge of God, I stopped, and then I was okay. So when I come, what we do at Bible studies, I don't go back, take the Bible for myself, and then yes, and also with the whole I was so vandals, Jama, and all this kind of stuff. So there was also a struggle with sometimes sometimes football. I used to be a football fanatic. Like when Chelsea is playing match, I can forgo church for it. So I was also facing that challenge until one time I was moving to church. I think I was a little late. And later I had good day, like there was a match going on, and I realized that it was Chelsea. So I was in between where the TV room was and the entrance of the hall. And I asked myself this question: are you going to God or you are going to Chelsea? And then I took the decision. And that was the turn around for me when it came to football and going to church. And I say I thank God for that one especially. Yes, because now no matter what, there are even finals. At first, I used to do that, but for final matches, I'll have to watch. But now, even final games, I'll not even be at church and be thinking, how is the match going for my team? Are we winning? Are we losing? And all. When we end, I just check. If we won, fine. If we didn't win, life goes on. Yeah. So that were some of the challenges that I was facing. Yes, when I became a Christian and I decided to journey on in my Christian life. These are but a few. Yes, I'll say I faced.
So I totally agree with you with the challenges. There was a guy that we had the opportunity to attend the same church. That was in the Western region. And whenever we give him an appointment that day, that when a guy gets, assuming the guy comes to church today, and then as part of the announcement, they mention that he's going to either pray, lead, or do something in the form of a lead in the following week. That week, the guy will not go to church. And it continued. So one day I approached him and asked, and he said, no, Mohammed, I'm really shy. I can't talk in front of public and I wouldn't be able to express myself well. So I can't take this initiative. And so I understood because people go through this, and sometimes it's the way our families or the way our parents treated us sometimes, or the way how we were brought up. we were not exposed to some of these things. There's a social gathering, expressing ourselves and conducting ourselves in activities like that. It never happened. So at some point, it was part of our childhood life. So it was not our fault.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So
for me, I was a family of six, four boys,
mm,
two girls. But for the two girls, one was a nerd. Let me see, or
mm,
she used to be like everything book book book. So we didn't really we weren't really exposed to ladies,
yeah,
and like my area was, so it was more relating to her and all those kind of things. Yes. So it was even what influenced me to go to a boys' school. So
yeah,
I had that change of guys telling me, "Wait, John,
yeah,
we yeah, all
yeah.
coming to the university to I decided to choose common, so that it's all boys.
So
Yes,
boys, from
fresh out.
boys to boys to boys and to
Yes,
boys.
from boys to boys to boys. Yeah. So that was it. Yeah.
But
So I agree.
one thing that is so interesting to me is after going through all these situations. So from looking at your family background, boys. From there, you went to a high school that is all boys, and coming to university too, you went to a hall that was also all boys. And going to the church, you also involved yourself in activities that were not related to only boys. So you had the opportunity to do the all boys thing. So go to church, talk to only the boys,
Yeah.
just relate around them, and after service, just run away, something like that. But in your case, you didn't do that. You realize that that's my weakness, so I have to work around that. And you also try to um, go towards the lady side. So did you become a leader for that, or it was because I know on campus when you were on campus you you were doing so you had so many leadership portfolios. So were you a leader for that? So
Yeah.
for the ladies.
Yes. Yes. So I worked with the ladies ministry.
So
Yeah.
okay, so you were the education head in charge of the ladies or the
Yeah.
women. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So what triggered that? Did you did you want to just accommodate them so that they become normal like the guys? Or you just felt like, no, this is my calling, I can do well, I can serve over here. So even though I'm not used to girls or ladies, but I believe that I can really do my best. This is where I can work well. So was it a calling or something you were using to train yourself?
Okay. So initially I was a benevolence leader
Okay.
for the church. Yes. When I assumed leadership position for the first time, I was a benevolence leader. Yes. But when that year ended and then we became seniors, well, based on how I had related with the ladies in the church, and I think over time people got to realize that yes, I didn't have ulterior motive for getting close to the ladies in the church. Yeah, so it was people who even suggested to me that no, you this time go to the ladies wink. Yes, and because you know how to relate with them, yes, so that things can go smoothly. Because at that aspect too, the ladies really needed somebody they can really relate with, so that they can voice out their needs and gain help as and when needed. So it was my friends who admonished me to look at that area and then go in for the edification in charge of the women's ministry. Yes. So I also checked myself I realized that yes, I have that connection, that vibe with them. Yeah. So and looking at the people who I would work with too, I knew a lot of them. I was close to a lot of them. Yes. So it made me decide, yes, that I will go for it. Yes. And if that's what God wants me to do, then I'll do it. And God made so good that when I went, I was vetted and I was selected.
And you served well. I
Yeah.
was, yeah, I saw you did so well.
It was one
You
of the,
did an amazing job,
yes,
and
yes.
I know God is proud of you. Yeah,
I'm glad to have served in
yeah.
that case.
And that calm spirit of you is still here. So
Oh,
I'm glad to see that.
I can be giddy giddy though. Yeah.
It's always good that we have good friends around us, or those who
Mm,
guide us. But sometimes um, though we live, but we can sometimes see things the way people see us. So, but if you have good friends around you, sometimes they're able to say that maybe do this, maybe pass here, maybe this, you can do this. They can encourage you, motivate you, and then guide you towards something. So
yeah.
it's always good we have friends, good friends around.
Yeah.
And so,
And
mhm.
okay.
you
Oh,
might you might say
oh,
something.
oh, that's fine. That's
All right. So if you just joined us, this is Close to Ministries program. What is your story? And today we are having a very good conversation with our own brother Theophilus Quaye, and he is taking us through his story. So he has taken us through his educational background and how he grew up as an adult. So and personally, I'm learning so much from him. I got to know him at my life during my life and studies at University of Ghana, and I think we met somewhere 2017 or so. Yes, 2017. So it's been about 8 years now since we got to know each other, and he has been a very instrumental and good friend to me. So we are learning so many things from him and how he got baptized, the challenges he went through as a Christian. He has taken us through all those ones. So if you just joined us, basically that is what we are talking about today. And if you have not also subscribed, we will encourage you to subscribe so that you can keep watching us whenever we post an update. And also, if you have questions or if you have concerns or comments, we'll be glad you share that with us and we'll be happy and willing to attend to you. So, we are going to continue on with our discussion with Brother Theophilus. So, he has taken us through the challenges he faced as a Christian. I know that Christianity is never easy, it comes with so many challenges. I sometimes go through challenges being a Christian, and he also mentioned that he went through some and he's still going through some as well.
yeah.
We also believe that you're also going through those challenges. But this is not the end. Let's keep our hope alive and let's keep encouraged. And as always, let's seek God, and He is willing to save us from all our challenges and difficulties. So, Theo, so bringing you back, I know that sometimes people make decisions and later regret for taking those decisions or for making those decisions. Sometimes others will come into Christianity and later say, "Oh, I wished had never gone through it. Maybe I shouldn't have even started this. I shouldn't even thought of becoming a Christian in the first place." Or that. So, did you ever in your life also experience that why did I even become a Christian? Did you ever regret uh, for becoming a Christian?
Oh, okay. So for me, say no because it's in this community of faith that I found myself. Yes, and I have found people I could really relate well with. Yes, I'll say that when I was rascals and all, I couldn't really fit in because of the fact that my social skills was also bad, especially with the opposite sex. You know, being hard, being he all comes with all this package, and when your social skills is not so good, you become odd. So I was always like the odd one out. You get it? So there are some places they'll go, they'll not add me because they know, oh, when I go, I'll only go and make things slow. Yeah, but joining the community of faith, becoming a Christian, first taking it from a personal level, and then I got like-minded people who rode with me. Even though they also used to laugh at me a little with my social media. It wasn't as how it was, yes, back then. So me finding myself me going beyond my own limits to do other things really helped me. And it has pushed me to become somebody that I'm proud of. Yes, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So for me, Christianity has never been something that I regret joining. I'm even glad that I was born into a Christian family to start the whole thing of also getting that Sunday tradition before I began to now take God personally and then learn and then find like-minded people like you, like Frank, like the squad. You already yeah, so the fact that we sometimes sit down. I remember the day you came to my room to discuss with me some program that we should do with the year meet and we did the 300 get together. We had a lot of fun, enjoyed. Yes, I remember you came to my room then. We talked and then we suggested. I didn't even realize that he would bring it up, only for me to see that the program was up and then he went to have fun. So yes, so for me, coming to church was really enjoyable for me, and it was also helping me because you come, you learn, and like I said, because I was now in a confused state of which church the right way to serve God. Coming to church and the experiences I was having with you ask questions, they'll tell you, open your Bible, read it yourself. Where I see it myself that this is what God is telling you. You see, all these things was helping me to see. Now you don't have an excuse. Yes, so I'm saying that this inbuilt, I have this inbuilt drive to go to church, and that is what has not made me regret ever being a Christian. Yes, because I don't know what I will do on Sundays. Even up to now, I get home late on Sundays. I don't know what I will do when I stay home on Sundays. So even when I'm sick, I just feel weird sleeping on the bed, seeing my siblings come back, remove their church attire, and so for me, I'm glad. I'm glad that God found me early, even in my stubborn state. Yeah, before I transformed to who I am now. Yeah.
Right. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. So we have a lot to learn. I have so many things to learn from you, and we have so many things to also discuss as well. And our time is also running and running and running.
Okay.
But I would we will arrange another one. Hopefully next week we will have another discussion, and because I want to know how Christianity has transformed you, how it has transformed your life, and also as you mentioned, you take so many activities in the church. So I also want to know what activities you take and what role do you play in the church. I know others, people, some like preaching, teaching, Others like praying. Others also maybe like singing. But me, I prefer all except one. Whenever I lead singing, they laugh at me that I have a terrible voice. So so whenever I lead, Frank would tease me, and when I come to the room, he'll keep laughing, and because of that, for songs, I'm out of that. But
Okay.
for teaching, giving sermon, preaching, praying, lots, I'm okay with those things, except leading songs. So we will learn more about you, your maybe your calling. What do you do for in the church? What do you do? What do you do for the Lord? Is there something you mentioned that you were a benevolent leader? So is it that you admire helping others? You like it serving people, or there is something that you do more? So we'll talk more about that, and also I know that we have so many advice you want to give to us. So because I'm your mentee, so I'm learning so much from you.
Hey.
So you have so many advice you will give to us. So and we will also be happy to get to know or hear that from you as well. So there are a lot we have to talk about. Hopefully next week. So our audience watching us, we keep encouraging you to keep watching us and following us, so that you also get to learn, also get to be motivated, and also be encouraged. You know, Christianity is not easy. Sometimes when we hear um, people's stories and reactions and things, it also encourages us, and it motivates us to keep doing our best, because Christianity is not great. It's never easy, and I know the journey is never going to be easy. So let's keep encouraging ourselves. Let's keep talking to ourselves, and let's keep sharing our stories to keep helping, and also to keep glorifying God, our Maker. So, as I said earlier, our time is fast spent. We wouldn't want to continue with the discussion now, because we want to save time so that we can have a very instrumental discussion, God willing, next week. So make same time and meet us next week, and we will bring you the second part of we'll bring you the second part of our brother's story that he's sharing with us. So he mentioned that he had so many challenges, social challenges and others. So next week he will take us through how he was able to overcome that, and then other things we should also know concerning him. So thank you so much for watching us today, and we will encourage you, if you have not subscribed, please do so, so that you can always watch any video that we will post, or any discussion that we will post. You can always watch, because when you subscribe, you get a notification that there is a new studies or discussion. Then you can also click and then watch, so that you and I will be encouraged and motivated to love the Lord and keep doing our best to worship Him, because Christianity comes with so many challenges, and we are hoping that God will surely take us through. And He has promised us that He is always going to be with us, and we know that He is going to also obey His promise. So God bless you for watching, and God bless you for your continual support and encouragement. And we are always grateful and glad to have you. For now, we will say that God be with you till we meet again somewhere next week. As usual, make time, same time next week, and let's meet here once again and continue. God bless you, and bye.
This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the the day.